Today's workout is what we call a marathon concentration run. It's something that we came up with a couple seasons ago. He was training for a marathon, and it's a series of 3 runs starting at an hour and a half, hour 45, and then finishing about 3 weeks out from the marathon with a 2-hour run. And we're doing it here at 7,000 feet in Mammoth, so we come down from town, do it down here at a little bit lower elevation, and we try and hold, Nico tries and hold about 5:25 pace to 5:30 pace for this run, which is about 25-30 seconds slower than his goal marathon race pace at sea level. And it's basically just a run to mentally concentrate for that amount of time. And it becomes a harder effort towards the end of the run, obviously. But we start right here at our track, and we go, well, today he's gonna go 52 and a half minutes out and try to come back in 52 and a half minutes to make an hour 45. So like I said, this is the second workout in the series, and his last 2-hour run will be, I think, 22 days before Budapest.
Honestly, I don't still think I fathom it, that what I did in 2019 to turn down that team. All I knew was that I was on this course and of running the 2020 Olympic trials, and that was the eggs in the basket, like all my eggs in the basket. And so when Andrew sat me down and talked, he ultimately made it my decision. But I definitely, you don't live with any regrets, but man, I'm like, I should have done that. But it was all eyes on the trials, and especially because I finally had a breakout race in Houston that put me in an area where I thought top 10 at the 2020 trials, and then just work from there because I know 2024 is it. So I think bigger picture, it was like 5+ years later. So in a way, like, they've implemented me on that path, and I wanted to do that path too, because it's so easy to just chase money and accolades, and that's not what it's not, for me, it's not what it's about. But yeah, I still to this day, I don't realize what I declined. So to run this one is like trying to make up, if you will, for that one as well.
I learned from Coach V-Hill when he took on Dina back in 1996. He had a long-term approach with her. It was a 4-year approach to the 2000 Sydney Games from the Atlanta Games. Dina moved to Alamosa and was under V-Hill that whole time, and he took a really conservative, methodical approach to adding in mileage and training, and I did the exact same thing, learning from him. Exact same thing with Nico. When he first came here, he wasn't running high mileage. He was running 90, 95 miles, maybe 100. And over the last 3 or 4 or 5 years, I've really incrementally increased his volume, just methodically and slowly, and where he's running his biggest miles he's ever done now. He's never touched the 130s in his time here, and it's taken 5 years to get there. But I think it was a really smart approach, to a very patient approach, because he said, "Oh, Coach, I want to be doing this when I'm 35." I'm like, "Well, you're 25 now, so we got 10 years to work. So we're gonna do this the right way." And I told him at the beginning of this season, right after he finished Boston, I said, "Now is the time to put in those big miles. You haven't done it. I've been holding you back. Let's see what the 130-mile weeks do for you going into the trials, going into now Budapest, of course."
I always think about like other people when I'm doing stuff, which probably should think about myself a little bit more too. But no, I think like it puts like I'm in a really happy place to know that like people have invested in me and I can hopefully like return that investment. No matter what place I get, right? I want to do well and I want to place well and I want to earn money and all that stuff, but more so like making them proud, for sure.
This is a really, really great opportunity to either one, run fast or improve his world rankings going into the trials, I think is very important. And having it be an August marathon, it gives him plenty of time to take those rest breaks like I was talking about, take 2 weeks completely off or 3 weeks completely off, go get lost. I don't want to see him for 3 weeks. Go have fun with your buddies in Arizona or Florida, wherever you want to be, and then come back, and then it's just game on until February 3rd.
Anytime we go out to like dinners at the casters, we're always talking about like who did what, and not so much in the sense that like can I beat that time or that workout, but you know, every time I have a story for Andrew, he has a story for me about someone else who's already done it, did that, is continuing to do it. So yeah, like you said, that knowledge of just like there's nothing I can say that he's not gonna come back with, and it's like a really cool story, you know, about Meb and Ryan and Dina and like all their failures too. He talked about like Dina trying to balance a track life and a marathon, like, and how that didn't work out and did work out for the best. And I was like, wow, I don't really want to get caught up in that. That's great to know. Or chasing the money, for example, because that's so easy to do in our sport. And you know, we all need it, right? We all need the cash flow, but to not necessarily, you know, because he's told me so many stories of how that's derailed athletes.
I just feel like I have good knowledge of how to train athletes in Mammoth. I mean, you put me in Gainesville, Florida or something, I don't know what the heck I'm doing, you know, but navigating the different weather patterns and cycling through different systems of uphill threshold work and track work and road work down in Bishop at 4,300 feet, you know, what times means what, you know, for races and prep and all that. I just feel like I have a good baseline of knowledge and experience to be able to pass along to excited athletes who want to get the best out of themselves. And that's really the reason why Dina and I took over the club. You know, we want to be able to give back to the sport, in which the sport has given us so much. It's given us a place to live, it's given us friendships from all around the world, and we want to be able to pass that along to young athletes coming up here that want to make teams, and they want to go to the World Championships, and they want to go to World Cross, and they want to go to make their Olympic team, whether it's for the U.S. or their national team or whatever. And we just want to be able to give back to those athletes. And if we can make a living doing it, that's fantastic. So it kind of fills that special spot in the soul to be able to give back and to guide and mentor.
5:25 pace. 1 mile to go. That's it. Woo! Woo! Yeah, buddy. Woo!
I made it back. That was the goal.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was.
That's right.
Hey, thank
Good
you.
Good timing. Look at that.
I'm gonna go like a mile. This is the hardest part of this workout. Is the cool down. I can barely put my quads on the cool down.
Track though.
Because you know, like 5:20 pace is like okay, and then like 8-minute pace is like oh no. Going a little quick on those downhills is like god damn, I'm gonna pay for these. So pushing from 8 to 9 and 9 to 10, that was definitely hard. I knew I want to be tough up the hills. I know like that makes me a stronger runner. So the reason I do that is not to drop you or to look good, but I just like I need to get up this hill already. It's getting annoying. I'll put a surge on Cam O'War. Yeah, right. He's gonna put a surge on me. Such a flex. He's like, I'm not going yet. I would say the hardest was definitely that last climb, that last hill. It was pretty strenuous. I was just trying to remember, like, there was a voice in my head, like, oh, we can chill, we have cushion, you know, we're gonna make it back to the track just fine. But that's my comfortable kind of voice. So I figured I wanted to push past that voice. So once I got past that and past that hill, I felt much better about myself and what I was doing. So, but overall, I felt really good. I felt in control, very attentive. So it's one of my better workouts for sure.